I think for most of us, we believe kids go to school to learn. But slowly but surely, that's changing. Where now, you get what I'm saying? Now it's like, okay, if I send my kid to this institution, what's supposed to come out of
For
that?
many years now, though, it has been changing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think if we're not very careful, the same thing is going to happen to America, where most people around the world say, I go to America because that's where I can, make money, I could be free. But if we're not careful, what America is can change to where now it's not the place you go to where it's the land of opportunity. It's not the place you go to where it has all these good things that we want from it. You get what I'm saying? So I think it's super important that we got to pay attention to America is not America without us. And we got to make sure we keep America what it is. We make sure we keep our schools what it is. We make sure we keep our whatever it is that we hold sacred to ourselves. I think we got to make sure we continue that because it doesn't just happen on its own. And obviously, you said it 100 times. We got to pay attention to what's going on in our communities, especially with our kids because they are growing up, and one day we'll rule this country. Yep.
I was watching a video from, you seen the clip? Like 7 days ago, LeBron James has a whole thing where he just says they lost the game. I think it was game 3. And he said it's just basketball.
I didn't see it.
And he literally said he literally took zero accountability for what was happening. It was like, I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus. I'm not the person to
Michael Jordan would never.
And that's my point.
Yeah, Kobe Bryant will have never.
I mean, I saw a clip where they mixed LeBron James saying it's just basketball, and then the same thing with Kobe saying that was the goal was not to become an MVP. The goal was to win a championship, and in that respect, we failed. So I look at that and I say, we really got to be paying attention, especially for the people that they do take the leadership role a little bit more seriously and that they want to become a leader. And this is a sign of a very weak person. But a lot of people are idolizing that person right now, you know. But it's very easy because Michael Jordan, to open the whole thing. I mean, Jordan opened the market for LeBron James to do what he's doing.
Absolutely.
With all of the, level of influence that he has. Just pay attention, As you're absolutely right when you're talking about where are our kids going to school? What is it and what are they learning at the school? I'm all for go to trade school. You'll make a heck of a lot more money in a heck of a lot less time and make it happen. But leadership is everything. Right now, just watch it. There is a tragedy will happen in the next couple of weeks. Unfortunately, it will. And then that will be the thing that will become the conversation of the moment. And we will lose perspective of what's actually happening right now, which is there is an election in place. If we want to continue developing and subscribing to weak leadership, then we're going to end up with weak results. And it's going to be very tough for a really long time. So just really pay attention. Elections have consequences. Make sure that if you are the person as a leader that you're having those conversations and that you're talking about these things, because as simple as it is to say it's just basketball, it's not. Especially if you're in a leadership role where a lot of people are paying attention to what you do, what you say. And we've been talking about how this guy can influence a ton of people to vote one way or another. Is that really the person that you want to be influencing one way or another? So just that's kind of my mind right now.
For me, guys, I can tell you, how they made a lot of reference between, Joe Biden and Jimmy Carter, right? And I look back to, historical writings and anything connected to his presidency. And yes, listen, interest rates was talking about 17, 18, 19%. When you imagine trying to buy a house, you're complaining about 7% right now when it was that. But, gas prices, there were literally people lining up to a gas station. Things really got very bad. But somewhere, somehow, there was also a lot of the things that potentially have something to do with that. Probably the biggest issue was connected with the Iran hostage crisis, right? Ronald Reagan comes in, not only it turns the economy, but the moment that he's elected, the day that he's sworn in as president, they release the hostages. And so there are moments in history where it's extremely clear when you have the right group of people and the wrong group of people running something, especially when you're running a country like the United States, you know what I mean, that it has something goes wrong here, it's not well managed here, it has an impact everywhere. Everybody suffers. There's no clean hand. And I will tell you, since I've been paying attention to politics and aware of what's going on with the country itself, I have never seen a group of people that are running something so poorly, so it's so badly done that you can only come to the conclusion that it's intentionally done. There is no way in hell there's so much chaos, so many things going wrong. It's not happening for a reason. Obviously, an agenda of dependency, an agenda of many things. You know what I mean? Like anarchy is also a way of running people. And like you're saying, it's very easy for people to lose sight of what's taking place if this one black swan moment comes around, and it's easy to get people distracted.